Hello, everybody. Billy back here, and we are trying something different today. I've discovered some new things I've been wanting to learn, and today I am doing a tier list of Pretty Little Liars Original Sin. Now, I'm breaking it down based on if they're just the worst person, this person is just a horrible person. I'm going to change this to room to grow. These are people who may not be the word. They're bad, but they could improve. Okay, meaning they're all right, but we need more from them than the story, or they're just there and they're average. Great means, hey, this is a great character. Really like them. And then love meaning top tier. So we're gonna start with Greg. Greg is I want to put him in room to grow. He's not a good person, but I don't think he's irredeemable. He does some bad things throughout the show, including exposing himself when they're supposed to be filming a safe space sort of thing, and it doesn't really work. They're supposed to be recording from the female gaze, and he just disrespects everybody there. So I really don't like him at all. But I'll put room to grow. Chip, the worst. So he seems like a nice guy at the beginning of the show, and then you find out that he uh, raped both Imogen, which causes her to become pregnant, and Tabby. So I have no respect for this guy. I can't give him anything but the worst. He's just awful, and uh, at the end of the season, we see him get attacked by A. I'm assuming he's dead, but we don't know for sure. But he's just irredeemable. Next, we have Sheriff Beasley. He's also the worst. He sexually assaulted Angela Waters back in the 90s, and it was covered up. And he takes bribes, he gets blowjobs from students in the community service, he hooks up with random guys. So he's cheating on his wife and doing all this crazy stuff. He has his demons, and he just doesn't care when he really should have been there for our main characters more. He just really couldn't care. Next is Henry. I'm going to say okay. Actually, I'm gonna put him in great because he is the only one. He helps Farron. He helps Madame Jury realize that it's really serious with her scoliosis pain, and he's a good boyfriend for Farron. I'm not gonna put him in love yet because I need more from him, but I'll say he's great. Next, we have this will be Tabitha's mom. Okay, so I will say what she did to Angela as far as ignoring what happened to her horrible. But I do believe she's the best mom on the show. And besides Mouse's second mom, which I don't know if she's on this list, but I will say she's okay. There's definitely room for improvement, but there are moments where she stands up to Wes. She really steps up. She breaks the cycle of ignoring things she shouldn't ignore. I'm going to put her in okay. Next, we have Noah's mom. Oh, man. I want to put her in the worst, but I'm going to put her in room to grow because she makes Noah take the fall for her drugs. And we find out she made Angela do the same with cigarettes back in the day. So she's not irredeemable, but I don't like her. So room to grow. Room to grow, Mouse's mom. She starts coming around towards the end of the season, but she definitely does some bad things. She was in love with Angela, denied it, and then covered up and hid a lot of things as well from Mouse as far as who her dad was. So room to grow. Um, this one's tricky because we only got one episode with Davy. We get to her in flashbacks, and she really was bad. I'm gonna put her in the worst because yes, she tries to redeem herself, but she was the ringleader of this group. If not for her, I don't think it would have went as far as it did with Angela. She also dated him and continued to date him until it was almost too late. So I'm gonna put her in the worst. I hate doing that, but we just didn't get a redemption arc as far as a lot of time with her. So there were moments where she was nice to her daughter, but I do think she was bad. Also, Farron's mom. Farron's mom forced her to get a surgery that she didn't need, and it's just horrible because Farron has this scarring, and then she blames Farron for her car accident after the diva stunt she pulled. So she's the worst. Uh, A, to be honest with you, A only goes after the sinners at the beginning. So it's one of those moral arguments. Are his actions justified? He goes after the daughters of the mother. So in that aspect, I don't like him. And he does kill the janitor. So, but he's also, I think, been manipulated. And there's a lot of things about him that we don't know. And what happened to his sister, Angela, was horrible. So I kind of want to put him in Room to Grow. Well, okay, let's put him in the worst. He does kill people, but I'm gonna put him here just because he's bad, but he's not. I would say that there's a lot we don't know, so I'll put him in the worst for now. Maybe season two changes that. Principal Clanton. There are times where I really liked him. There are times where he is being fair as a principal, but then you learn what happened to his daughter, and it's just awful what happened to his family. So I'm gonna put Room to Grow. Sure. Are his means justified? Absolutely not. Does he do a lot of terrible things? Sure. But I do think that he has a reason to feel what he feels at times. Next, we have Madame Jury. She's okay. Um, she actually does send Farron to another doctor, and she eventually understands that Farron didn't do all the stuff that she thinks she did. So I'm going to put her in okay. I would like to see more for her in the next season, more scenes, more about her, like personally. And then I thought it was just crazy that she was one of the people that were tied up for someone to get revenge because I didn't think she was that bad. Wes, Wes hits on Tabby, but then he realizes the way is a mistake. So I would say the worst, but then he does um, do also some good things too. So I'm gonna put him in Room to Grow. He's not as bad as Clanton, but or her. He does have room to grow though because he's in his 30s and he's hitting on a 15-year-old. So that's pretty bad. So I'm gonna put him in Room to Grow. Next we have Angela Waters. Great. She gets for some reason she just gets picked on and bullied, and she's actually a good person. She's just easy to manipulate. So I'm gonna put her in great because she wasn't a bad person at all. She just isn't treated well. I can't see who this person is because they're cut off. I'm gonna say it's Coach D based on the picture, maybe. So I'll put her in okay. We didn't see much from her, but she does try to like push Noah, and she does send her to that doctor. So if that's who that is, we need more. I'm gonna skip these for now. I'm gonna go over to Sean. Um, Sean is a good boyfriend to. I'm gonna say good boyfriend to Noah. He definitely wants what's best for her, and he even confronts um, Noah's mom, who. Let me look here. Yeah. So he does confront Noah's mom and basically tells her the sacrifices that Noah's having to make for her. So I got to put him up there because he's great. Yep, you're going up here. Um, he is such a good boyfriend to Mouse and such a good guy. And I think it's cool that they have representation of transgender in this show. That he has just got to go up there into the top tier. Um, Karen and Kelly, I can't really tell them apart. I'm gonna say this is Karen, and she was awful, just awful the way she treated people. She did the whole Carrie thing, but then I also have to consider her family life. Her family is horrible. Her mom would go in okay because she does step up and defend Kelly, but Karen definitely was a bully and she was like her dad. Kelly, I'm gonna put in Room to Grow because she is not necessarily bad, but after her sister's gone, she starts changing and improving. So I'm gonna put her in Room to Grow, but I didn't hate her. I just feel like we need more from her in the next season. Next, we are gonna do. I'm gonna try to put these in order because it's going to be difficult. Um, so my least favorite, I guess, of the five. All of these are pretty close though. Mouse has a weird thing with um, wanting to help people that have lost their kids, which is great, but it puts her in very dangerous situations. She's very smart with tech, but I hope she makes wiser choices. I liked her character. She has gone through a lot of trauma, but I'm hoping that the things she went through this season, especially with Steve, are going to help her improve and grow. So I will put her in love, but I will not put her at the top. Uh, I think my next favorite after Mouse is Noah. Noah takes the fall for her mom, such a sweetheart, and she has the inhaler that she's given to help her before running, but then she realizes it can really mess up her body. So I think she just goes through so much and is so tough. I have to put her in the love category, but once again, I won't put her at the top. I go back and forth between these three because I love all three of them. I'm gonna put Tabby right here. The movie references can get a bit out of hand at times. I know she's a movie like geek in the show, which I love about her because I'm like that, but she really references movies sometimes at inappropriate times, and maybe that's because that's how she deals with stress because I deal with stress through jokes. So, but I have to put her in love. The things I like about her is she's very real because she goes through, unfortunately, what a lot of women have to go through, and that is sexual assault. And there's like a scene where she goes to Rosewood with Imogen, and she meets this guy, and he asks her to a cup of coffee. And then we see bad stuff happen, but then that's all in her head of what she thinks will happen because of the trauma. So she definitely has gone through a lot, and I hope that she gets the help she needs because she just went way through much, doesn't deserve that. Very sweet. And not only that, she also has to go through it being her best friend who pretends to be nice. So that's why I have him at the top of the worst because he really is the worst. Um, he was just completely awful to her, and he played the nice guy so well. Speaking of getting people getting treated horribly, we're going to go Imogen Adams as up here because I love the character. Every episode, she gets better and better as far as like the storytelling and the full circle. And but the fact that she gets pregnant and sexually assaulted and is able to fight off A while going into labor, she's such a badass and such a strong, brave woman for being able to go through what she did and still come out the way she has. I definitely hope that she gets therapy and she also gets the help that she needs because she just been through so much, but she's the one that discovers and uncovers and brains together a lot of the mysteries of what happened with Angela to be able to figure out what's going on with A. So I have to put her at the top because she is just incredible. Now, my number one, I got to go Farron because this girl is on fire. But in seriousness, she had a surgery she didn't need. She realizes the truth. She's able to overcome what her mom did to her by going and getting physical therapy the right way and not just listening to her parents anymore. She's stepping out of her mom's shadow and is being her own person. So I will say that Farron is definitely my favorite, and season two has begun filming, and I can't wait. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. I will be doing more of these. Thank you so much, and I hope your day is wonderful.